coming into the park. There's a check-in station down here. If you live in Indiana, you gotta pay $7 to get in. If you don't live in Indiana, you gotta pay 15. Now, if you're camping down here, you pay that one time. You hang your little tag on your rearview mirror, then you're okay every other time after that. But you gotta pay that additional $15 to get in on top of your camping fee. And we'll run on down here towards campground. After you come into the park, just past the entrance here to the campground, they have basketball hoop and a little store. You get a little few general items in here, ice, that kind of stuff. We'll go take a look. All right, here's the camp store again. That picnic area over here on the right, I forgot to mention that before. Now straight ahead is the entrance where we came into the check-in station. We're coming into there's like a fork in the road here to get in the campground. This campsite start over here on the left. There's just a loop there. These are all paved. They're all electric over here. Strange little short picnic tables we've never seen before. And those over there are spots number 1 through 43. This place here, a little check-in station, we've never seen anybody occupying it. Now there's a A area, a B area, and a C area. A's off to the left. That's where we're at. We're going to come back at the end. We're going towards B over here. There's a dump station here on the left. It doesn't show on the campground map. There's a spigots here and there along the road, but no potable water at the dump station for some reason. Over here on the right is just a few spots of non-electric basic sites. Another spigot here on the left. And we thought that's kind of odd. We go down to get water at the dump station and there was no water except for just flushing your tanks out. Big playground back there, nice big open area. Kids play soccer or whatever. Popular area down through here. It's a Saturday evening on the third weekend of May, so it's pretty crowded down through here. And all these sites on the left are pull-through. And again, there's electric. There's no sites in this park that have full hookups. And lots of kids running across the front of the cars. Leaving their stuff in the street. So drive carefully through here. The guy's in here backwards. Don't know how he's hooked up backwards, but okay. Now down here in front of us, check my map again.
Sites 149 through 248 and 249 through 330.
Okay. Yeah, now these down here are not paved. They're electric. They're not paved. Some of them over here along the edge are not real level. You're kind of backed into the woods. It's kind of a little more rugged area. But there's several spots back up in there. These out in here are a little more open, a little more closer to level. One thing that the park does do, they do a good job of keeping everything mowed and looking nice. There's a shower house there on the left.
It's a cool looking camper.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. A road trip. These are kind of downhill. You just hit a trailer, your tongue will be just about on the ground. Nice looking Class C. A lot of these spots over here are a little on the short side also. But you got a little bit of everything. You got short downhill sites, you got nice long flat pull through sites. One reason I like to do these videos, so you can kind of get an idea, because looking at a drawing on a map you can't really tell what you got. So we like to come through here and give you an idea what to look for. Also, if you kept on going back the other way, there's an equestrian campground back there. Lots of shade. And another water hookup. You really need to watch the map and try to figure out where you're going, because this thing really winds around a lot. And the numbers on the campsites don't necessarily make sense how they're numbered. You might have a few numbers in a row and then they'll skip over to the other side of the street. So you'll just have to keep track of where you are and where you want to go. One thing that kind of noticed that, and another dump station on the right here. So at least 2 dump stations in here. One thing I noticed though, I started to say that some of the sites are kind of short, or the sites are short, and then you've got like 90-degree pull ends. You know, instead of having like an angled, where you back in at an angle or whatever, they're 90 degrees to the road, and the road's narrow. So if you got any length of trailer or camper at all, you're going to end up driving over here on the grass to get straightened out to get back in there. But they're all paved, so that helps out. Now we'll go down into the A section here where we're at. You got a big old tent here, and the trees is like really closed in there, and they got it all filled up with a huge tent. It's kind of a sharp turn there too, with a drop off like that. Now these are going to be let's see, that's spot number 80. Like I said, the numbers don't make a whole lot of sense. It actually ends at 80. You start counting down here and it wraps around back to 80 again. There's a nice big shower house here. Spot 76. Bathrooms are pretty decent. There's a little road to the left here, kind of a split. The road goes to the left here is where we're at. There's only 2 sites there. And you got this outer loop and you got everybody else over here. Yeah, let's take the shortcut. There's us. Kind of goes uphill. And the one next to us kind of goes downhill. These are all downhill. Little loop here on the right with about half a dozen spots on it. And this is looking back into that other loop. It's when we first come in. Overall, not a bad place. Try to get yourself a level spot. There's a lot of shade. Get down here in this part of the campground, get you paved parking. Campground host right here on the corner. And that pretty much covers it for the campgrounds. We're not going to go through each individual one because, like I say, there's like 300 of them. And being a Saturday and they're all full, it's kind of hard to show you everything. But I hope you got a pretty good idea of what you're looking for. All right, let's go find something else. And here's your lake with your beach down here. Volleyball. Big parking area, one over there and one over here. I don't know if they got hours on this or what. It's Saturday evening and it's already deserted. I'll at least let you stay out there till close to sunset.
Well, here we are at my favorite store in the area, Warm Glow Outlet Store. It's in Centerville, Indiana at exit 145. This is an amazing store. If you come through at night, it's actually glowing and it's beautiful. That's the first time I ever seen it a few years ago. All right, let's go inside. Okay, let's go inside. This place is massive. It keeps going and going. Come up here to the end, or to the middle. Goes over that way. Then it goes way over there. You get a chance and you're in Centerville, Indiana, stop by. Well, I didn't do too bad. I didn't break the bank.
Well, so now this is the Stone Hearth Cafe. Over here, flower pots and stuff. So everything kind of moves around. It's been 2 years since we've been in here. They always seem to change stuff up. But they do have a lot of stuff, especially inside over there. It's a warm glow. Hi, Trudy. We found a little park on the way back from Warm Glow. Little town here. It's got like a G-scale model railroad and a caboose, which they say is open on the second and fourth Saturdays of the month from 12 to 5. If you're here at that time, you can come in and take a look. All right, we are in Liberty, Indiana, just a couple miles up the road from the park. This is the town square. There's the courthouse. Trudy. This is the main highway down through town here. A couple of stoplights. Over across the road back over there is the town grocery store. Signs directing you to the park. Railroad tracks back over there. They don't seem to be real busy. That's looking south towards the park. Town's a couple miles long and wide. Not a real big town, but it's not bad. A couple gas stations, pizza restaurant, a couple other little diners or restaurants. We'll take a look at one here later. So, got your basics. If any of you ever watched the Indy 500 or watched NASCAR races back in the good old days of broadcasting, you might remember Bob Jenkins. He was pretty big into broadcasting, and he is from Liberty. They got a sign here, and somewhere, I think it's over on a grocery store, there's like a mural of them. See if I can get this real quick. It's starting to rain. Interesting little shop here. Some of the locals have called a junk store. We was in here a couple years ago. They got a little bit of everything. Over here is the Liberty Diner, or Liberty Bell, I'm sorry. Waiting there a couple years ago. It's pretty decent, and we're thinking about coming back again tonight. It's down here on the south end of town on the main street. All right, we're at Jay's Dairy Inn, enjoying our ice cream.
In Liberty, Indiana.
Liberty, Indiana. Try it out. All right. I'm going to try my hot fudge sundae. I'll get back to you. I'll have to agree, the hot fudge sundae is pretty good too. So I'm sitting here editing this video that you're watching, and I realized there's no ending to it. I guess we just in a hurry and forgot to do it. There's a lot of things going on with us this year, and maybe a little scatterbrained or something, but it just went down there and ended. So I'll just recap a little bit. Whitewater State Park is in Indiana. Nearest big city would be Richmond, Indiana, which is on Interstate 70, just pretty much on the Ohio state line. It's a pretty good sized town, which we didn't realize for years. We just never got much off the highway. Stayed at hotels, got something to eat. But actually a pretty good sized town, so if you need something, there's pretty much anything you'd want there. The park's pretty nice. Not really crazy about Indiana charging $15 to get in, or just to get in, plus your camping fee. But the park was nice. It was electric only, so make sure you stop at one of the many water spigots and fill up before you get parked, all set up. The at least the one I know dump station did not have potable water, so look out for that. Park's pretty decent. It's big. The roads are nice. You know, it's got a lake. Lots of stuff to do down there. It's actually the second time we've been there, so you know, we don't mind. It's a pretty good park. In case I haven't said that before, it's a good park. And we would go back there again next time. So, like and subscribe, do all that neat stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.